A 20-year-old female was rushed to a local hospital last night after sustaining burns at Courtside Bar and Grill in Binghamton. At around 10:45 Friday night, Binghamton police and fire responded to the business after 3 people suffered burns from a drink that is set on fire for appearance. During the process of lighting the drink, it combusted, causing a large spurt of fire, which appeared to be the cause of the injuries. The 20-year-old would be later taken to Upstate Medical in Syracuse to receive treatment. The other 2 people were treated by medics at the scene. During the investigation, the Binghamton Police Department charged a 28-year-old man with unlawful sale of alcohol to a person under the age of 21. This is an ongoing investigation, and the Binghamton Police Department encourages anyone with information to contact their detective bureau at 607-772-7080.